We're back, and today we've got Dearden with us. We're going to be doing an optimal setup for a strength session to get better at Hyrox. Jake, what's the most important muscle group in Hyrox?
Biceps.
What do you think the main training is for Hyrox?
So obviously with Hyrox you build up the lactate within the strength movement. So one, you have to be able to actually move the sled, for example, and do the strength movements, but getting to a point where you're not building up that much lactate. So it's like almost you're making all the Hyrox exercises like it's your easy effort. Getting stronger will then mean that them Hyrox exercises will become easier, and then you're not building as much lactate up in your legs, and then you can run faster. That's how I kind of like look at it.
So for example, coming from a bodybuilding background, transition to something which with purpose for a different goal. Because the end goal of bodybuilding is like, can I just get bigger? Like where that's not the goal for when you train for Hyrox, is it?
No, I think that's kind of like a healthy mindset to have, really. Have a focus away from aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like you saying, I want to get bigger, I want to get bigger muscles, that's your personal opinion, or it might be someone else's personal opinion of you. Like say like a bodybuilding show, like it's based off a judge telling you if you look good or if you don't. Whereas Hyrox, like it's results driven, it's data driven, and you have kind of like times to go off, so you know if you're improving. So generally how I'd start a strength session, warm up like we have done, on the bike erg, then we'll do a little bit of mobility like you just done, and then I personally do like a primer, so some plyometric, some jumping, just getting used to delivering force through the body, whether it's a double leg box jump or whether it's single leg bounds or something like that, just so we can get that speed. So then when we come into the squatting, ultimately it's going to feel a little bit lighter because you're ready. So he's using that band at the moment just to make sure that his knees are staying out, which activates his glutes and switches on his glutes. That's perfect, that, mate.
Do you do strength testing or not? Like, say for example, I've done strength testing of the week for the start of the 5-3-1 block. Do you ever do any testing for your strength or not?
At the moment, since I did them 2 discs in my back, like I've just been progressing. So at the moment, like I'm still like very much at the basics of strength training. I'd never go and do like all 1 rep maxes. I'd probably do a set of heavy 3 probably. So 3 rep maxes, I just think it's safer for one. You can get a better gauge of how strong I am or if I've improved on that. Sometimes with a 1 rep max, like sometimes it's a lot of just mentality. Like you can bottle it before even getting under the bar. Working a lot on power, so maybe not going as heavy. Maybe using like 60% of your mat and just doing speed reps.
Speed stuff, yeah.
So nice, slow, eccentric, and then powerful up.
That last set? We'll go one more?
We'll do one more. We'll do one more.
Up, easy. Up, drive. Nice, mate. Easy work.
So we're going to like the Bulgarian split squat or something, yeah?
Is there any rep range that you don't focus on?
My like emphasis is to try and get strong across all rep ranges. One, because Hyrox is literally like the highest rep range you can get. Like you're doing over 100 walking lunges for your lunges. So focusing on your strength work, so that rep range of like 1 to 5 is really important. Obviously for hypertrophy, anywhere from 6 to 12, like getting strong in that range. But then you need to focus on your 20 rep maxes and like going beyond that 12. I feel like that's where a lot of people suffer. They literally just put, with Hyrox anyway, they put the bodybuilding sessions in and then they just add in running and it's just not carrying over to Hyrox because of that.
That's the thing I've done at the moment. I've actually taken out like my bodybuilding rep ranges. I don't do that much between
Okay, so you do strength and then you do
like 3
high.
to 5 and then do high. Only because for me, I don't need to put any tissue on. Like I need to be like just powerful.
You're already the most jacked person on the
Too
course.
fucking big, mate. I'm just running around like a fucking idiot. How have you set up your split at the moment then for yourself?
So I have a coach that programs kind of like my strength training. I have another coach that I like liaise with for my running. Just try and like make sure we've not got 2 intense sessions on the same day. Probably running 5 days a week. Probably 2 of them are like really intense, so they'll be my speed work. The other 3 are either easy runs or there might be a long run in there. On top of that, probably got about 4 strength sessions that we probably do a week. And we're just making sure that, like I say, there's no 2 intense days. So I won't do a heavy strength session and a speed work session on the same day.
What would be like a beginner split?
To get strong, I'd probably say in the gym at least 3 times a week. I'd probably say doing strength work. So 2 to 3 times a week doing actual strength work. Probably 1 conditioning session where it's like a Hyrox, like Hyrox specific. And then on top of that, you want 2 to 3 runs with at least 1 speed work session in them runs. A couple of exercises that I like to do for running is just get used to standing on one leg, just because we spend the majority of the time when we're running, that's actually the definition of running, is being on one leg, jumping from one leg to another consecutively. That's what running is. So we need to make sure that we're strong on one leg, we're stable from the ankle down, so from the ankle up. So our ankle's stable, our knee's stable, and this is all kind of like managed by our adductors on the inside of our legs and our glutes here. So we need to get them strong. Doing exercises like a single leg RDL where we've got weights, we're coming back, we're coming up, and we're able to balance is really key.
What about calves? Like I've got the smallest calves in the world. That's why I always get injured.
So with calves, obviously it's really important to strength train. You need to do this both like traditional strength training, so you might do standing calf raise and a seated, so you're working both sides of the calf. We also want to work them in kind of like an explosive range as well. Doing stuff like box jumps, skipping's great. And things like that are really good to get that plyometric side as well. And then the other things that I say not to neglect is make sure that you're activating your glutes, make sure that you're actually strengthening your glutes as well. Doing like single leg glute bridges is a great one, and also strengthening your adductors, so the inside. So whether you're doing like specific adductor work, a Copenhagen plank is great, you know, holding that for at least 30 seconds and being able to hold that for a couple of sets each side, and just more than anything making sure each side is equal.
The good girls, bad girls every now and again. So they're known as open leg, closed legs.
Exactly.
Jake's a bit of a bad boy, so he knows all about it.
So if you're planning a session and you've got both your strength work and you've got like a bit of cardio or a bit of conditioning within your session as well, personally, I don't know about you, I'd always do the strength work first, just because you've got most energy for that. So realistically, when you're lifting heavy weights, you need to be able to concentrate. You need to be able to put maximal load through your body to create that stimulus to grow and to get stronger.
So when you're doing sled, do you want to train heavier than what your comp weight is?
Yeah, for sure. So especially in a gym where you don't know whether the carpet's the same as a Hyrox. So anyone that's new to Hyrox, like you go to a Hyrox event and normally the sled's a little bit harder than what you think and what it's like in your gym. I'd always train harder for that aspect as well, but yeah, just anyway, try and lift as much as you can on that sled, because it's not going to do you any harm. This weight is well more than pro weight. I think there's 200 kg plus a sled, so 240 kg on there. So it's a lot. So we'll just see how we crack on.
Let's go.
Oh, so 20 seconds rest and then we'll go again, yeah? So it'll start really easy this, and it'll soon get hard. Got a finisher for us. At the end of a Hyrox, you've got 100 wall balls to get through. So that's what I like to do at the end of most lower body strength sessions. So how we're going to do it, because we're in doubles, we're going to do 200 wall balls between us. Sets of 25, you go, I go, until we get to 200.
Also funny because I think Jake was the first person to fucking probably show me how to do a wall ball, maybe even 6 months ago. How long have you been doing Hyrox for?
About 18 months now.
Yeah, I think I've been doing like 6 months. So enjoying it, never going to be the best at it. As long as you have a smile on your face, that's all that matters.
No. And if you've not signed up to one yet, sign up to one.
How do you know whether it's a 6 or a 9?
You don't. You always use a 6 and pretend it's a 9.
Lucky day.
We're going to do 200 wall balls now. We're going to split it up into 25 rep efforts. So 4 25 rep efforts, just you go, I go. You can see here, Ben's holding the wall ball nice and high. He's not letting himself tip over, he's keeping his chest up. And that's just the most efficient way of actually doing a wall ball, because you can keep an eye on the target at all times rather than tipping over.
There's one more thing that Jake is going to do, and it's doing the Benji bicep challenge. So it's going to be the 500 meter row and 20 bicep curls, and he's going to set the new record. Right, so we set the rower, first with 500 meters, try and crank it out.
500 meters, then
straight into curls, yeah. You just need to like...
You've got to go fucking all out on this.
Yeah, get the record, you need to stay like 130 or below. Ready? Let's go, Jakey boy. Here we go. Big pulls, let's go, lad. Look how easy it makes it, by the way. I was fucking throttling along this. 100 meters down already. Finish it off. Good. Straight in. 20 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Fucking twat beat me. No rep. Let's do 5 more. 154. Jake's the new record holder on the channel. I'm going home. But like you can see the difference probably if you looked at my row compared to Jake's then. Jake's row was so much more efficient. So he saved a lot of energy, even though I know he looks dead now. But he was way more efficient on the rower. So that is the end of the video. Please make sure to head over to Jake's channel, which Dearden on YouTube. He's banging out Hyrox content. He's going to be smashing and tapping on the door at Elite 15 next season, putting up a lot of cool shit. If you've got any questions for me or Jake, pop them below. If you enjoyed it, obviously like. If it's your first time on the channel, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.